Hi everyone, welcome to this video for D100 Space Galaxy Builder. This is episode 5, and in this video we're going to look at making a combined jump test. We're going to travel from the Doggeron star system to the Finecut star system. In episode 4, the last video we did, we left the spaceport of Osforce, and we headed to Void Star and done some food collection. We've done a combined space cruise test, and so in this video we're going to start by doing a combined jump lane test. So we're going to travel from this zone here to this zone in the Finecut system. We're going to look at that, but if you didn't see that video, episode 4, please check out the description below. I'll put the link in there so you can jump straight to that, and do take a look at that, because part of what we're going to do in this video is similar to what we did in that last system when we done that space cruise test. Okay, so like I say, we're currently in Doggeron. It's now under alien attack. We rolled an alien attack event, and so we want to head on out of this star system. It's 202 light years away using the jump lane, and so we're going to look at that on page 29. There's some new rules that you can introduce. One of them's the combined jump lane test. So instead of needing to make individual tests, we can make one combined test in total. It will cost 1 action point. So if we made individual tests, we would need to spend an action point each time. This way we get to set the nav computers to the Doggeron star system, to enter the Finecut star system, and it only takes us 1 action point to program all that into the computer and make that jump test. So let's spend that action point first. So we go from 12 to 11, and now we're going to look at what we need to do. So very similar to a combined space cruise test, you basically work out the distance there is to travel and your jump speed, how many jump tests you would need to make to complete that entire journey. So in the original game, you would make a jump test and you would move your jump speed in light years. So we're gonna be able to move that, make one roll and make that as a combined test. So I've sort of done worked it out here. Our starship at the moment, the captain starship, can move 55 light years each jump test. So we've got a total distance of 202 light years to travel from Doggeron to the Finecut system. That is 4 jump tests. The first jump test will take us 55, then another 55, then another 55, and then the last test will take us the 37 light years left to reach the Finecut system. Okay, and so for each one of these tests that you're required to make, by combining them, you have to add +5 after the first test. So that would be to move 55 light years, there would be no modifier. To move the extra 55 would be +5, another 55 +5, and another 37 would be another +5. So that makes a total of, we roll the D100, so the D100 plus 15. We're going to add 15 to our die roll, and if we pass that, we get to travel the entire distance that we wanted to. If we fail it, we still get to travel some of the distance potentially. So we'll look at that and see whether we fail it, and if we don't, we're going to a bit of an example. Okay, so the first thing you must always do is make sure you've got enough power and fuel to be able to travel that distance in the first place. So we know it's 202 light years. You burn 1 ton of fuel for every 10 light years you travel, so that makes a total of 21 tons of fuel on board. We've got actually 30, so we're alright with that, so we can make that test. And it's also, providing all these tests pass, it's going to be 4 power that we're going to use, and our current power is we're on 17, so we're good to go with that. Okay, so once you're good to go, you then roll the die, and we've rolled 38. If we add 15 to that, that's going to give us 53. Okay, so we've actually rolled 53, so that's actually a fail. Okay, but we will have travelled some of the way. So the next thing you do is you take your original dice roll of 38, and would that be a pass? Well, it's below 49, so that's a pass, so we've actually gone 55 light years. Then you look by adding the +5 modifier here, so if you added +5 to that, that would give us 42, so that would be a pass. Okay, then if you add the next 5 modifier to that, so you're basically adding +10, that would be 48, and we needed 49, so that would be a pass. And then the last jump test is a fail, because if we add another 5 to it, it takes us to 53, which is above the test result we needed of 49, so that's actually a fail. So we've managed to travel 3 lots of 55, and then we failed the last one, so we need to look at that. Okay, so we know that we passed those 3 tests there. That's a total of 165 light years, and we had 37 light years left. Because that test was essentially a fail, you then look it up on table J, and we can see that we had a 37, so we used the 30 light years plus column, and we roll the D100 to see actually how many light years we actually travelled. Okay, so we did 63 on there, which tells us, if we cross-reference 63 with 30 light years, it tells us that we only travelled 18 light years. Okay, so if we add 18 to that, this is now the total amount of light years we've actually travelled. Okay, and there wasn't a hyper jump event because there was no H after the result. Okay, so with that in mind, we can add them two together. So that gives us 13, 6, 7, 8, 183 light years out of the 202 that we wanted to travel. So we actually used up 19 fuel because we've only travelled 183 light years, and you always round up to the nearest 10. So we've used 19 fuel, we've used 1, 2, 3, and that, because that's a failed result, that becomes a -2 power level, so it's cost us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power level. Okay, and we're still some distance away, so we've still got to travel some distance left to reach the actual star system. Okay, so we're going to need to make that jump test again. So let's first of all, let's deduct the fuel. So we've done 19 fuel. Okay, so that's 10, 19 fuel. Puts us on 11. Okay, and then we're going to deduct the 5 power from there, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I hope that sort of explains it a bit clearer. We've still got to travel some way to get to the fine cut system. We've dropped out of warp, nothing bad happened to us. It cost us those past results, and also we failed there, so that failed test is 2 power level, and we didn't quite get the 37 light years that we wanted to travel. So I think we've still got 19 light years left to actually try and reach that fine cut system. So let's go ahead and we can just make that test. So it's going to cost us another action point because we need to recalculate all of our nav computers to see how far we've travelled, and then we're going to take a look at the jump test there. It's 49 we need to roll below. Okay, let's see if we get below 49. Okay, we've rolled a 20, so that's good. So we actually managed to make it to the star system. It's cost us another 2 fuel because we've had to travel that 19 light years. So let's put us on 9 fuel left, and it's cost us 1 power as well, so we're now on just 11 power. Okay, so now we're actually in the, we've actually moved now from there to the entry point here in the fine cut system. So we need to now travel 1, 2, 3 star systems, 3 zones to reach that star system. So that's a case now of making some space cruise tests. Okay, so once again we're going to do a combined space cruise test. We've got to go 1, that's 3, plus 5, plus 10. So we've got to add 10 to our dice roll. So we need to roll 49 or less is our space cruise calculation, and it's going to cost us 1 action point and 1 power for each zone that we travel, because it takes a lot longer travelling using the space cruise. Okay, so let's roll, see what we get. Okay, we've rolled 04 again. I think we did that in the last video when we made a test for that and for collecting food. And I said in that last video in episode 4 that we wasn't was taking the optional rules in the Galaxy Builder to not gain XP when making these experience rolls when you're doing space activities. So we're not going to apply anything for that, but we have passed the space cruise test. Even if we add plus 10 to that, it's still only going to be 24. So we're well below the 49 that's required to pass. Okay, so that costs an action point for each zone. So that's 1, 2, 3 action points. 1, 2, 3, and it costs us another 3 power. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3 power. So we're now on 9 power. Okay, so we've actually reached Cyrush. Okay, so we've gone 1, 2, 3. While we're at Cyrush, what I thought I'd do is I would actually do some chemical collection. So chemical collection hasn't changed from the original rules, but it does cost action points. Okay, so the number of action points that it's going to cost for us to do, we're at a gas point of interest, and it tells us on this action sheet that we need a particle scoop modification. So the first thing you've got to be aware of is that you've actually got that fitted to your starship. Okay, and so we can see that we have a particle scoop actually attached. So that allows us to actually scoop up some gas and some chemicals. We can scoop it up, filter it out using our particle scoop, so that we're left with some chemicals. And it's a test, I've already worked it out. Need to roll 59 or less, and if we pass it costs us 1 power level and 1d6 chemicals, but it also costs us 6 action points. So it's quite a lengthy process of doing this. So I'm going to spend the action points first. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm going to go ahead and make that to roll 59 or less. Okay, I've rolled a 51, so that's a pass. And what that's going to do, that's going to cost me 1 power, and then I'm going to be able to collect 1d6 chemicals. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll get 2 chemicals. Okay, so I'm going to add that to our cargo hold. Okay, 2 chemicals. So now I've got on board 12 food, 5 water, that's 17, 18, 19 chemicals, and my cargo space is 30. So I'm 11 away from a full cargo hold. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again. I need to roll 59 or less. Okay, and I pass. So let's see how many chemicals we get this time. 4. Okay, so I'm going to add 4 to that. Okay, so that's going to give me 6, and I'm still good. I think I'll still make another roll. That cost actually another 6 action points, so I'm going to spend that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've ended up using another day, so you need to mark off another day on the calendar. Okay, we've also got a trigger arrow in play there, so I want to make sure I can actually read that. So I'm going to put the trigger arrow a bit more bolder, mark off the day a bit lighter. Okay, it's just about readable. Okay, and cost us another power. Okay, so I think let's have a look. Let's have another jab up of what I've got in the way of chemicals. So I've got 18, 23. So I'm going to make one more test at that. But before I do that, I need to check to see whether there's an event. So I need to roll 20 or less. We've marked off another day. We're performing a space activity, so there's a 20% chance of an event being triggered. Okay, 60. So no event this time. Okay, yeah, we're going to do another. We're going to do another chemical scoop on that, and then we're going to head to there to actually perform that away mission. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so I need to roll 49 or less. I need to spend another 6 action points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's see what we get. Okay, I got 55 that time, so that's below 59. Which was the amount I needed. That's another 6 chemicals, another D6 worth of chemicals, 4. Okay, so that's good. That gives us 10 chemicals on board, so we're still below the 30 to fill up the cargo hold, so that's fine. It's going to cost another action point, another power level, and our next thing is to head to that star system. We're actually here, so we're actually going to make one space cruise test to move into this zone, and then we'll begin that away mission. Okay, so no need to work out any special things for this. It's just a standard space cruise test. It costs 1 action point. So there's the action. I need to roll 49 or less. I've rolled a 31. So that's actually a pass, and we get to move to the adjacent zone, and it costs us 1 power to move. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to move us into this zone. Okay, so I think that's probably a good time to leave this video. In the next video, we're going to begin that away mission. We've done a bit of explaining how to travel between star systems using the combined jump test in this video, and we've also looked at doing some more combined space cruise tests, and we've also done a bit of chemical collecting. That's put us in good stead. So in this one, we're going to go to perform this away mission. And then when that's done, I think what we'll probably do is we'll probably blast our way over to Parabase and perform a port phase. Okay, so thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.